a man who can't meet you emotionally, just can't, but he's still maybe a good partner, perhaps.
Wow. All right. Everywhere I go, and I've talked about this before, I meet women who have divorced men, left men, or in situations with men that they've just discovered are actually clinically on the autism spectrum. And if you watch the Autism Love on the Autism Spectrum, it's a fabulous show. And you will learn a lot from it because you'll learn how people who actually do have autism are on the spectrum learn to care about other people and learn how to respond to other people and how they make matches for each other or they have difficulty finding other people who can keep up with them because there is a spectrum. And I'm going to say this, we're all on a spectrum, all of us. We are all on a spectrum of an ability to take in information, to understand and process it, and to respond. All of us have skill levels. And people who are on the autism schedule just have spectrum, just have different set of skills because so many of them have incredible intellectual skills, have incredible emotional skills and are really thoughtful and compassionate people. They're just different than our skills. So I would say we're all on the spectrum in some way, and we're all basically blind to things that are right in front of our faces. And we shut down when actually we want to be opening up. We react instead of respond. So if you were with a man right now who is on the autism spectrum, he said he is. What I'd like you to do is ask yourself, am I enjoying being in my masculine energy? Am I enjoying being in my masculine energy? Am I enjoying taking care of him? Am I enjoying using extra energy coping? Am I using energy understanding him? Am I using energy explaining to him? Masculine energy is explaining and it's being outside yours totally. What am I enjoying about this relationship? Is the sex good? That's good enough for me. If that's a good reason to stay with somebody. If it's awesome, if he's compassionate, if he cares about you and your experience, that's pretty good. All right. Like, am I not able to have an intellectual discussion? Am I able to have an intellectual discussion with him, but not an emotional discussion? Am I not feeling cared for? Am I feeling like I'm with a child who has a child's abilities to be in the world? Am I feeling that if something happened to me, I would not be cared for? Is there borderline narcissism involved in this autism spectrum? Is somebody who is only focused on themselves, which is rare, moment closed off to everything, not feeling feline. All right. Can you please fall in love with everything that I just said? I am taking too much time and energy and I'm overfunctioning and I'm trying to make this work, even though I'm not getting what I want. Fall in love with the parts of me that are doing that. Fall in love with the parts of me that are masculine energy because I would rather be in shutdown than be open because shutdown feels so terrifying to me. And I'm in love with the part of me that's terrified and cannot not shut down. And I fall in love with the shutdown. So if you are with somebody who you have a sneaking suspicion is on the spectrum, you are not alone. It is so common now. And very slightly on the spectrum can be such a minor thing as an older man who is suddenly seeming more self-involved than he was before. That feels different. He can't quite hear me, or he doesn't acknowledge when he hears me talk, or he takes every conversation and turns it into something about himself. Is that part of what's going on for you? I want you to look at what you're getting and what you're not getting and how you feel about what you're not getting, and is what you think you want actually what you actually want? So those are all the questions I'm going to leave you with in this segment. And please write to me with your lists of all this stuff so that I can really address the fact that we are so in our heads so much of the time that we are disappointed that we are not having something that isn't really what we want. We're not even aware that what we want is just to feel loved and sexy and fun And we're just ignoring that part because we're not getting a call on Saturday night. That we're dicing down our lives into little small pieces that he needs to accomplish in order for us to feel okay. That is your background. That is the way you were brought up. That is your brain patterns. Forget all the little things. Go for the big one. I want to feel loved. I want to feel cared for. If he's not calling you on a Saturday night, I just want you to have a backup plan. That's in all my programs. Have a plan with a girlfriend, not to sit home and watch TV unless you're tired. Get in the car and go meet your girlfriend. Go do something. Like part of caring about a child who can't care for you in a challenge. That is a big deal. With somebody who is on the autism spectrum, you may feel that they are not capable of taking care of you in a way that you really want to feel. You want to feel that if you are having a rough time with something has happened in your life, a job or somebody that feels terrible, and you feel very sad and very broken down and very emotional. You want to feel that somebody can hold space for you. You want to feel that they can go, "What's wrong? Can I help?" You don't want to feel embarrassed in front of them. Just end with this one little thing. When I lost Zeke early this year in January, and I was emotionally so huge and so not wanting to control it, and yet wanting to control it because that was in my brain, it was very clear to me that I was deciding that my husband couldn't handle me just breaking down and sobbing out of nowhere. I decided it was me because I remember shutting down because my mother didn't want me to cry. I remember shutting down because people wouldn't like that. That was my idea, not his. I was saying he was a person that he isn't. So I just made it possible for myself to break down whenever I felt like it around whoever I was around. And that was my experiment. And I just saw my husband fall more in love with me than he ever had before. It was clear as a bell. It was my discomfort that was being seen, not his. And I also decided that I didn't want to break down in front of my daughter. That wasn't her job in my life. It wasn't her job to hold the space for me, not my daughter. So I would say, "Excuse me," and I would go into my bathroom and let go for a while, close the door. I realized that I had actual parameters. I actually had needs and wants. I needed space held for me, but I actually could feel my way through what felt best and what didn't. And I was choosing not of my own accord, but I was trying to make up what other people were thinking and feeling. That is not going to work. So if you are trying to imagine what he's thinking and feeling, wherever he is, whatever his gifts are, if you're trying to imagine what he could do and couldn't do, stop doing that. Let's stop analyzing and assessing others and deciding where we should be open and just be open all the time and make decisions about when we want to go into a bathroom to cry, but never, ever, ever shut down and keep falling in love with yourself when you do shut down. But the goal here is to never shut down or always stay open.
Keep that heartlands open.
That's wonderful. All right, please, Naomi, add to that.
So if you find yourself dating someone who has said they're autistic, or you just you get that feeling from them, or they've said that they may be, or you're in a relationship, you're in a committed relationship, and the whole diagnosis has come up, or the whole realization, there can be an incredible amount of gold. Because being with somebody a man who is autistic, he can be very much in his head and his logic, very linear thinking. Now, I'm by no means an autism expert. There's autism in my family. I have ADHD. There's just an understanding of neurodiversity. However, there is something magic that can happen when you're dating a man who's autistic, is about you being congruent. When you are really congruent, you can get so much of what you need from a man who's autistic because he'll get it. But by congruent, what's going on your insides, all the crunchiness, the spikiness, the excitedness, the everything, you're also expressing that on the outside. What people with autism will really struggle with is the fuzzy drama, not lack of clarity. People with autism love clarity. They love to know what's happening next. They struggle with change. However, when you are expressing your feelings in a way that they don't have to process it all, they don't have to be thinking, oh, should I socially be doing this now? What behavior should I be doing? Have I done something to upset her? If there's none of that fuzz there, if you are saying, I just felt really crappy when you didn't hold the door open for me, and actually I found myself feeling sad. What he hears is, when I didn't open the door for her, she felt sad. Now, if instead of doing that, you're being incongruent and you're just stomping and you've gone frowny and all those things that we do, he's going to go, I don't know what's going on. And you're not going to get what you need from him. But being that total clarity with a man who's autistic, it could be incredible. Absolutely incredible, because that amazing logic of his is going to want to also problem solve. So really, if you're dating a man who obviously has a really good level of intelligence, high functioning, he can really learn how to be there for you, even if he doesn't have access to all of those feelings himself, because it's you that needs access to your feelings, and then the ability to express it, and the ability to go, oh, that's just what I needed when he does something, or I feel really heard. Thank you for listening to me. When you look at me like that in the eyes, I feel really heard. When you touch me when I'm speaking, I feel really heard. He's going to take that. When I touch her, she feels heard. When I look at her, she feels heard. So I'm going to keep doing that. So all of these tools we learn, these feminine energy tools, it will challenge you all. It will challenge you to bring those tools to the table in a very, very clear way. Less drama, more clarity, more congruence. And this wonderful autistic man could be the most incredible partner for you. He's going to remember what makes you feel good. We just need to bring that clarity to him.
Oh, Naomi, I love that. That is just, to me, one of the most brilliant things I've ever heard. Let's all remember that. The dating a man on the autism spectrum gives you the perfect opportunity to learn how to speak what you want clearly and honestly and straightforwardly. And then all you need is this man to be good partner and want to make you happy. And you will notice that clearly. If he wants to make you happy and he wants to be with you, he's going to do his damnedest to remember every single thing you've told him to do, all those things. What an amazing partnership that would be. Why do we need to be got in a subtle way? How about we learn just to say straight out what we're feeling, what we're wanting, cry when we cry, scream when we scream, be ourselves. What an amazing opportunity that could be. All right, this is a whole big opening of neurodiversity. Thank you so much for that.
My pleasure, my pleasure. I just don't want people to lose out on the gift of it. Why are you crying? Because I feel sad. It's clear.
Oh,
Just like he gets the clarity, you get to just express yourself. So if you're willing to just really learn this and be straight and be clear and tell him, when you do this, this makes me feel this. And also if we want a partner who is willing to understand themselves as well, is he willing to understand the autistic traits he has and what happens to him? Are you willing to understand it? And I'm not on the level of I'm going to mother him and understand it, but I'm going to understand it so I can have some peace inside of me. Maybe we should do a whole thing on dating with neurodiversity, because I think it's in relationships, because I think that could be incredible. But am I willing to understand him in a way that impacts me and not take him personally? As someone said here, not take him personally, but make sure I hang out with my needs and then I express them clearly. If I'm feeling angry and I'm in a temper, just say, I feel in a bad temper, I feel spiky, and I'm just going to stamp for a bit. Isn't that just incredibly clear? He can just carry on with what he's doing. You stamp for a bit. Then you come and say, right, I need something from you now. Are you willing to give it? He knows you need something from him. And yeah, so if you're willing to go there and he's willing to understand himself, because there can be something so incredibly clear about saying to somebody, my partner has ADHD, as do I. So we can say to each other, I can say to him, are you overthinking? Is your head just cluttered now? And he'll say, it's just, you can go straight to it. Or I could take it personally. Well, he's not looking at me. He's not paying me attention. No, his head's just busy, like fireworks, because that's how my head gets. Then you just have the most amazing connection. It's knowing, is this man, then the label means nothing. Who is he in his life? What does he do with his quirks? How does he understand them? How do you understand yourself in them? And then how can we dance together? And how can we have an incredible relationship with this person who has this amazing brain? It's a beautiful opportunity.
I love looking for the gifts in all of this. And if you're attracting someone with a very special skill set, which is everybody, you're the opportunity in that. All of the opportunity. Does this work for me? How do we work as a team? Can this work for me? And maybe this is something where it's all like this maybe might only work for a certain amount of time while I'm learning who I am and how I tend to maybe take things personally when it's not personally. And this kind of relationship, whether it's for a short amount of time or for a long amount of time, that's a gift that will continue to stay with you forever. Where if you had in the past gone to, I'm taking everything personally, it may become second nature to be, it's not about me. They're having a bad day. And what do I want to do next as more options become available to you? There's so many gifts here. So this is really cool to be able to talk about it this way.
I've had a thought here. I'm going to try to keep it really small, but I think some of you came to my commitment master class before, and I was able to do coaching for each one of you, and I really miss that. So I'm probably going to open up some private coaching. I'll let you know if that happens. But mostly, I think I'm going to do more workshops like this, only where I'll charge you more and I can actually work one-to-one with you. So I'm not sure what topic to call it. I think it's going to be over functioning or maybe the puppet master control thing. But I think essentially what I want to do is address your individual situations. I just want to give it an overall title because we just kept moving through so many things today. And it would be great if I could just work with you one-to-one. So if you get an email about that, you'll know that's it. And I'm going to put a coupon for Siren Islanders on that because I just want to make Siren Island the hub for everything that I've got going here. I hope Natalie will be there. So just letting you know that that's on my mind. And if you see an email, that's what it'll be. And feel free to write me at any time. You have me by email. I'd love to answer your questions and find out what is really on your mind, what's really going on for you so that I can address those really serious, urgent issues right now and all the things that I am doing. And I'm so happy you're here, and I will see you very soon.